Well, good afternoon. 12:20 in America and 11:20 where I am. So now we look at things a little clearer than yesterday. Last night when I acknowledged the fact that Biden had stepped down from the campaign. He's going to finish his term. I don't know how that's going to work out. Gives Trump 2 targets instead of 1. Maybe he can hit 1 this time. I read articles that say Trump's in panic, and I don't know about panic, but I know he went nuts last night. Most of the night, saying all kinds of things about Kamala. He doesn't really want to debate her, apparently, because he's asking for the debate to be switched to Fox News. He's complaining that the Republicans spent all this money campaigning against Biden. Now what are they going to do? They want their money back. Listen, if you had been campaigning against the issues, you wouldn't have a problem here. You wouldn't be able to say that. But no, you shoot your mouth off and make it personal. Screw you, Trump. It ain't your money, and I know you don't give a damn. You know, that all-night rant did was make me wake up a grumpy old man. You know? Really, a pissed-off old guy. And I've been pissed at Trump for ever, almost. You know? Since that issue I talked about in the past in Atlantic City where he evicted an old lady so he could build a parking lot for his casino, which was, by the way, the darkest place I've ever been in as casinos go. There was something absolutely unfriendly about that place. I don't know what it was. I gambled back then. I gambled a lot. Not a lot, but you know, I went around the casinos because I had nothing better to do with my time, and I gambled, and I tried them all, Harrah's, whatever. I can't remember all of them down there, but the Trump casino was probably the most depressing place I've ever been in my life. And I went with a friend of mine, and we sat there. We were playing blackjack. And we looked at it and said, you know, I got to tell you, this is the most depressing, unfriendly place I've ever been in my life. Now, does that mean because we weren't $1,000 bettors or something like that? I don't have a clue. I really don't. But that was the most unfriendly place I've ever been in my life, you know. And we were white, so can't blame it on a racial issue, but that was just really depressing. You don't want a casino to be depressing, okay? You want it to be a lively, active, fun place. Otherwise, people are going to do what we did. We got up and we left. You know? And I mean, it wasn't just depressing because we were losing every hand. It was just plain depressing. You looked at other people. People weren't having any fun. It was just depressing, you know? If everybody's losing in a blackjack area, there's something wrong, you know? So, figuring there's a lot of bad karma floating around that place, we just got up and left. Oh, man. But he's yelling and screaming about Biden this and Biden that. And, you know, some of these websites that you look at on YouTube that profess to be from the Democratic supporters of Joe Biden and whatnot. Some of the things they're coming up with I know aren't true. You know, I don't think Trump's afraid of Harris. I think the only problem Trump's going to have is trying to keep it from becoming a racial issue, because he's a racist. I mean, and that's got nothing to do with politics. That goes back to before he was anything. He was a racist. You know, he's still pissed off that Obama was more popular than he was. And that Obama didn't like him. Nobody likes him. They tolerate him because they believe that if they're within his circle of influence, he'll be successful. Oh, excuse me. I was up all night listening to that crap. But anyhow, it's I don't know. It's not true. I mean, you're most of the people that are in his circle of influence get stepped on sooner or later. You know, he'll throw everybody, his wife, his kids, everybody, under the bus in a given moment. And sometimes it does it the subtle way that doesn't make the big news headlines and whatnot, you know, but most of the time that's exactly what's going on in the background. If you disagree with him on an issue, you know, and do you think that at some point in time he's not going to try to get even with J.D. Vance for calling him Hitler and doing all those other nasty things back when? Trump may not be able to remember what he said 5 minutes ago, but he remembers when you insult him. You know, and of course the media isn't letting them forget it either. They're bringing that out. So, you know, oh, I don't know. I hope that Harris can pull this off. You know, somebody said they're going to nominate Michelle Obama as their vice president. I'm not sure that's a good idea. As much as I love Michelle, you know, I really do. I think she'd be the better candidate for president. But I read an article that stated that if she decides to run for president, Biden will switch his endorsement. You know, that would do more damage than good. Michelle is much more popular than probably the most popular female non-entertainer in the world. Everybody loves her. She's intensely smart, a constitutional lawyer, which would be good for the Supreme Court. What else? But as a vice president candidate, I don't think so. You know, I think you're taking an extremely powerful presence that's going to cast a shadow on Harris, not a light. You know, you need somebody that's going to help her, not that somebody that's going to distract from her. Of course, it will give Trump another target. He will go absolutely batshit crazy trying to keep Michelle out of any political arena that he might be in. He can't handle her. He can't handle Obama. You know, he just can't do it. He's just not capable of dealing with those people because it's got nothing. Yes, it has something to do with the color of their skin, but these two people have pissed him off for years. You know, what really pissed him off was when he got into politics and he wanted to revamp the Obamacare medical program. And he couldn't do it because they couldn't come up with anything that was better. Because the Republicans are basically a chaotic group of people that don't agree with anything. You know, there's no consensus in the Republican Party other than let's get Trump elected and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. But there's no real consensus when it comes to major issues. And when it comes to plots, yes. You know, when they want to they basically want to overthrow the government and turn it into a fascist state, a dictatorship, which I don't understand that because I know some Republicans that have said that Trump won't make it through 4 years because they just They can't control him. He's wild and crazy. And they know that he was so destructive the last time and so chaotic that they spent 4 years rectifying everything, and the American people were much happier. Are they better off? I'm not 100% sure, but they are much happier. They were much more relaxed until now. Now if he loses, I don't know what's going to happen. Could it be a civil war? Maybe. Be the first televised civil war? Yeah, televised civil war in U.S. history. I mean, I didn't need to see all the newsreels and news footage of the riots in the United States because I was involved in one of them in Newark. So, I didn't have to see it to know what was going on. There was a machine gun fire at the end of my block, roughly 100 yards from where I lived, where I was sleeping at, So, I don't know. Can't figure it out. Don't care about that stuff. I know that the deportation thing is going to be a problem because he's going to have to ship these people to states where he knows he has absolute ironclad control over National Guard and police forces. I don't think that's going to cause national divide. That will cause a divide in the country, and hey, and that might energize some people to do some things. Who knows? But sitting here listening to this man rant and rave about Biden being the worst president in American history, and historians have already said Trump was the worst president in I don't know how many years. It's either 38 historians said it, or it was the last 38 years. I have no idea. I can't remember. That's my problem. I deal with that. But he is not well liked. I don't think he's well liked within his party either. I don't think that the relationship that he has with people within his party, I don't think is close friendships. I think it's a mutual pack of destruction. And I can't understand that. I don't understand these rural country people that you see a lot of with well armed and everything, and I'm not sure they're all rural country people, but these groups like QAnon and whatnot, I don't know what they want this country to be. A Christian nation? I live in a Christian nation. I live in a Catholic country. It's got one of the highest crime rates in the world. I forgot how many people got shot last year. There's femicide, they call it. That's happening every day. It's just that's why people leave this country. Not so much because they're better off in America or anything like that, but the femicide isn't there. It's just so that women can actually do something. Clean a house. Don't get an education. You're never going to be able to use it. My wife has a friend who has a young daughter, which I have spent a lot of time talking to. And she says to me one time, I said, well, what do college women that graduate college, what do they do? And she said, they become prostitutes. Hey, what are you talking about? Well, prostitution is legal down here, so long as you don't have a pimp. So she said, they can make more money in a year than they can in 10 years working in a regular job. I understand that, but I just don't understand why they would give up their moral code or whatever it is, that they have. That I find a little strange. But I understood it when she explained everything to me. You know, I understood why they were doing it. I didn't agree with it. I didn't think it was the right thing to do, but I understood it. You know. Now, I don't know how Trump functions. While he's up all night long ranting and raving on his Truth Social, you know, and he doesn't, I don't know what his opinion of Elon Musk is because he's not back on Twitter. Because I think if he went back on Twitter, I think there'd be about 1 million people would leave Twitter right away. You know, most everybody that I come in contact with on, I won't say everybody, but I say the people that have joined in the last 3 or 4 years on Mastodon and Universidon, which are Mastodon social media, Mastodon, Universidon, they left because of when Trump was there, or they left because of Musk's policies. So you know, if he brings Trump back again, and he makes money by mistake. He's more or less like Gates is. He learned well from Gates. He steals from other people. You know, it gets these people in these contracts that if they develop anything while they're working for him, it's his to do with as he wishes. So, well, I'm ranting and raving, and I don't know how Trump does it for 6 or 7 hours straight because I'm tired of it now. I want to go take a nap. All right, listen, I'm out of here for the time being. Like I came back yesterday. I'll come back tonight if something else happens. In the meantime, everybody have a good day.